course there is no sound because today is the International No Sound Day.
What an amazing joke that was.
We're having a whole day.
Everyone's freaking out. There's no sound! There's no sound! This time
we have been planning whole day this joke.
What is that? We're really busy in the shop today. What does that mean, no sound day?
No noise, not sound, no noise. It's a day for please shut
the hell up. Do people realize we're in a capital city?
Yeah.
There's no such thing as a no sound day. Well, this is LOL. You're right. We absolutely lolled the crap out of that. So, this is the last tasting of emotional of our April box, and we're going out in style. But before we talk about the last wine, we must say this is the last opportunity for you to take a photo of a tasting. If you take a photo of your tasting with the bottle, so Ollie's there, hey Ollie,
hello,
with us in the background, whatever you want to do, if we see that the photo you take, we see it on Instagram, we see it on Twitter, if we see it, we'll make a note of it, and at the start of the next box we will announce the winner, and you could win a very nice prize. This is the prize. I'll pass it to Mr. Madrid.
This is Alexander the Great.
He is so great.
Is an excellent red wine from Ribera del Duero, 2016 millésime. Tinto Fino, Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, and Malbec, ready to be drunk.
So yeah, if you want to win that, take a goddamn photo of your goddamn tasting. We'll put you in a goddamn lottery.
Yes.
Now, Eva has asked us what is coming. Should we tell them a trailer?
I have, yeah.
We've come up with some cool ideas. Some of the wines are already on their way to us. We've got some of them here. We've got, as per usual, 3 reds and 2 whites. We'll also have, I think, some bubbles is the plan.
Yes, but the bubbles are not here.
No, the bubbles haven't arrived yet. And everything, we have everything else, yeah. So, we're going to have, as per usual, 2 whites, 3 reds, and a bubbles. Rocky's like a menu. In the box down there. Run! So, in our May box, shall I start?
Yes, sure.
Okay, so the first white, they're all so good. Let's start with the least ridiculous wine, because this is a very Daracot and Madrid box. This is a boozy box.
Yeah.
So, we're going to start with a grape we've done before. But it's one of the finest examples of this grape we have in the shop, and it is from the winery which probably does the best version of this grape in the country. There's a winery.
Actually, it was the first prize of our lotteries.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it? Oh, it was, wasn't it? Yes. So you may remember, you may not, there was a bottle called Ocean, which is a very expensive, very fancy wine. Fortunately for us normal people, there is a more reasonable, still quite fancy.
The price was Palo de Caracas.
That was right, yeah. This one, it is such a
Quintaluna.
It's such a good wine, and it's from Castilla, but it's from
Segovia,
which is fun. Another white wine. This is freaking insane.
It sounds like a joke.
So a couple of days ago, Roque has a couple of these bottles waiting for me. The labels are so weird. They're like old cartoons from the 50s.
Yeah, but do you know that those guys who make these Moderna de Pueblo agendas and books that actually are very trendy, especially in winter, they saw the bottle and they recognize the artist. They say, "Oh, this is a draw from
Jose
and I say, "Oh."
And you're like, Claro, of course.
Of course.
So I tried the red wine, and it is one of the sexiest, most ridiculous red wines I've ever had. It's a big 16% Toro. And then Rocky says, try the white. The white is 15% alcohol, and it is absolutely
It is the first time
delicious.
I see a 15% alcohol bottle of white wine.
I think it's got like a...
La golosa perezosa.
It's creamy, a tiny little bit of residual sugar. It's not sweet, but it's like something...
Yeah.
And I think some of that's the alcohol. It's genuinely like, what the hell is this wine?
Albillo Real.
Then, we've got 3 reds. We're going to go for... well, this is an interesting wine. It blew us away the other day. It's a bloody cracking little Toro. with old, you see they're old 80-year-old vines. But there's a...
And the super interesting topic behind this wine, but we cannot reveal it
No
yet.
spoilers.
But it's very interesting.
Now, a region which weirdly we've never done, it's one of our favourites. It's a region called...
Campo de Borja.
Campo de Borja, which I was visiting with my parents. And look at this cracking label. A beautiful garnacha. Also, whatever. Also 15% alcohol. But
16.
Sorry, 16.
14 and a half.
14% white, 15% white, 14.5% red, 16% red, and we'll just get a bit more elegance here, just 14. But this one's really interesting because it's a beautiful wine. There we are, Balancinas, but from... See there? Ribera de Guadiana. This is from the depths of Extremadura.
So, new regions, new wines.
New alcohol levels.
We are gonna defy
British import laws.
Well, I hope you like it. Well, there's the lack of the sparkling one, but it's coming tomorrow morning. So, yeah, it's if everything goes well, it's gonna be a sparkling wine from Rioja, but Rioja Dio. It's not going to be cava or.
I've never had
Corpinat.
a Rioja sparkling wine.
I had once, and I still dream on.
Dreaming about it every day.
Yeah.
You wake up sometimes. Yeah, I need that wine. Yeah.
Yeah. So, how are you?
I'm fine.
No, not you. How are you, everybody out there?
In the ether. Now. Drinking today, any Spanish speakers, before we carry on, will find this name rather amusing. I think you can see it there. More on that shortly.
I've been the whole day, listening to these bad jokes about the name of the wine. I mean, I was very close not to come here today because I didn't want to listen his long list of his stupid teenager jokes.
Oh, come on, it's funny.
Come on, please. Look, you have already a certain age, and you cannot stay whole day making jokes for 5 letters.
I can and I will. So, for the English speakers among you, I will say it delicately. Polla refers to the man's, but it's a sort of a crude word, not a nice word. And es means it is. So in Castellano pronunciation, Espolla sounds like saying it's a. But this is not. It's the elephant in the room. It's the polla in the room. We have to talk about it.
Okay.
But this is not a wine from Castellano. This is from Catalonia. But we'll talk about more of this afterwards.
Okay, so Espolla refers to.
We'll find the top chaggers. Everyone goes down and leaves.
Refers the town Espolla or Espolla or
if
whatever
you're from,
you want to.
Will you tell me if it's someone from, if it's a place of Girona, right?
Yeah, it's a town.
Yeah.
It's a town.
So
wine.
Well, it's Finca Espolla, or probably Finca Espolla.
Okay, for today, I don't know if it's pronounced like that, but today it's going to be Espolla.
Any Catalan speakers, please let us know. Write it in a postal card, whatever.
Vintage.
2016, baby.
2016.
A very good year for Spain, 2016.
2016 was a very good year, and I don't know the reason. Maybe a lot of heat? I don't know. I don't remember, especially 2016.
It was the year all the cool people died, though. Remember that year David Bowie died? It was that year, I think, everyone died.
Oh.
I think it was that. And everyone in England was going, someone tell me the location and the status of David Attenborough right now. Everyone was like, make sure David's safe. Uvas, now this one.
Grapes.
60% Syrah, 40% Monastrell. When you go to Catalonia, it's very common to find blends, and there's lots of Monastrell, Garnacha, Cariñena, Syrah blends. This one, of the range of wines from this winery, is 60-40 Syrah Monastrell. So it's going to give that big nose, but we'll talk about that shortly.
Alcohol content?
15.
Also remarkable, especially coming from that area.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Normally it tends to have is cooler and the alcohol content is a little bit lower. Producer.
Now, this is the thing. It's officially Cavas del Castillo de Perelada. But if you just Google it, the easy one is just Bodegas Perelada.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a nice name. Perelada. Sounds nice.
Excellent. So let's go to analyze.
And the zone.
Oh, the zone, sorry. Empordà. We would talk. It's one of the 10 DOs of Catalonia, and we would talk about
Look at
this.
it sticking to the glass. So the colour, it's so
Colour
dark and
is-
inky. It's sticking, what?
Oh, dark and inky.
That's going to be the name of my autobiography. A Life in Madrid.
It's going to be an
Dark and-
R-rated episode.
It sticks to the glass. I don't know if, I don't know if you can see the colour. It's sticking to the
Yeah,
glass.
it's sticking to the glass. Flows like a viscous. It's like...
I thought you said it flows like biscuits. I was like, what?
Viscous.
Oh my god. It
the
flows like biscuits.
Oh, the viscosity is so horny.
It's,
Makes me feel horny.
This is going out forever on the internet, you know. There's a lovely bit of aging colour there. There's a lovely red at the tip of the wine.
It's true that it has lost all the purplish
Yeah, it's full blown.
tones. It's more.
I should probably mention this wine has spent
Orangey.
18 months in oak.
18 months is a lot of months.
Quite. This would be like a reserva style if it was a Rioja. And the rest in the bottle. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Genuinely beautiful colour. Now the nose.
Intensity of the aromas.
It's big. It's compotado. It's gummy fruit.
Vanilla.
And like stewed spices.
Vanilla.
Lots of like warm, like melted liquor.
Oh yeah.
It's like licoroso. It's like a liquory. And like hot grass. I just did a whiskey tasting. I didn't drink anything. It was really good. I had like little tiny sips. Because I was like, I can't drink whiskey and then do this. And they were like, why aren't you drinking the whiskey? I was like, I have to do a wine tasting in half an hour. They're like, okay, fair enough. But it
By the way, we have excellent whiskey tastings here in the show.
Whiskey
tastings, and Luke is in charge of them.
I can train you if you want.
I'll be with pleasure. I would like to know about whiskey. Unfortunately, not a whiskey drinker.
You don't like it that much, do you?
Does it explain?
That explains everything I need to
Everything?
know. So yeah, absolutely walloping big nose there. And then the palate.
I get as well. I get some recently. Oh, you said cut
Yeah,
recently
it's
cut
like
grass.
A little bit of grassiness there.
Yes.
That's a big mouth. Big, dry, tannic. Where's my steak? Really big tannins on that one.
Where's my steak?
These are tannins. Oh, great acidity as well. Salivering all over the place. These are tannins. When it really kind of clings to you, we can say sticky or grippy tannins. They kind of hold on, which is often the kind of wines that people then say, this wine might be better with food. In this case, I might agree. This wine will go great with food. But if you don't do the swishy swish, you can still feel them. So strong, grippy tannins are those ones that you can obviously feel when you swish them around. But if you just drink normally and you can still feel the grip, those are grippy tannins. And those are the ones which are going to go really good with meat.
This is the most northern monastrell I have tasted in Spain.
Yeah. I mean, the next stop is France. Yeah, it is. It is.
I didn't know they. Is it common to have monastery in this area?
In Catalonia, you do get quite a lot, but it's less than Syrah, Garnacha, and Carignana. But you do find it, not as prominent
As in the south of France.
yeah. What else we got at the bottom of our list? Pairing.
Pairing.
Meat, big
Meat.
dishes, stews.
Anything
Dead.
dead in the oven, enough time, it would work. But yeah, it's a wine for being tasted with this powerful personality of it. Subjected glass The bigger, the better.
Big glass, yeah.
Temperature 16, 17,
Yeah.
18 even would work.
Yeah.
And the price? What's that?
I think it's 16, 15.
16, 15?
No, less. I
Come
want
on, look
to
darker.
check officially. I forget because we had the special offer with the wine. I forget the original prices.
But yeah, it's not a super. I mean, any. It's not normal to find cheap wines. It's not normal to find good cheap wine from Catalonia. It's a very demanded area, and luckily, they.
Is Polla 1L or 2? 1580.
1580 is the
1580.
price here in the shop for this bottle. But yeah, I mean, Catalonia normally it's a land of expensive wines.
Yeah, no, especially the smaller regions. I mean, Penedès is quite
Yeah, well,
good value.
Penedès and Cava have good offers.
I mean,
good
the
bargains,
problem with Catalonia is there's a lot of regions, but none of them are very big.
Yeah.
So they're all quite expensive. Right. Where to begin, Monsieur Madrid?
Oh,
The usual, the winery?
yeah, winery.
Right, this is one of the funkiest little wineries there is. Now, first of all, I want you to show them the photo of because they've got two things here, of the castle first.
This one?
No. Bodega Castilla, that one. So this is how it all began. There's two parts of the story, because they're building a new winery, and I found the blueprints. This is where it all started. So when I said at the start, Cavas del Castillo, it's because it all started with this. So the official name of the bodega subtext is Vins y Caves Paralada. So wines and cavas of Paralada. And that's what you're looking at. Oh, why did you take it away?
Oh, sorry.
Bloody hell. So difficult to work with Murcianos. This building, this is the castle. Now, they've been making wine in this area since the Middle Ages. This is a medieval castle with new parts added, of course. Miguel Mateo purchased this particular building in 1923 because, if you're rich, why not buy a castle? And he wanted to revitalize the wine tradition there. In 1972, his son-in-law Arturo... Oh, I think I found a photo. I think I've got a photo. Is it there? Yes, Miguel Mateo. He looks like a character from
an old Hollywood movie.
Casablanca movie. He's so cool. I love his. He's so cool. Look at this guy. Isn't he cool?
Yeah.
That's cool. I will never be that cool. That was in the day when everyone had Brillo cream and just had... Anyway. So, 1972, his son-in-law Arturo Suquet takes charge, and now it's a third generation in charge. But they are making a new project. So we have another bodega, and this is the current one they're making. How funky is that? Because initially it was just a small little vineyards sort of near the castle, and now they're expanding into this new, quite funky estate. But what is cool about this town of Paralada, this is the official original blueprints. How cool is that? Artistic rendition.
Wow.
The castle was a focal point of the town of Perelada, because the castle of Perelada. The wife of the current guy in charge, he and her help run the castle festival. The castle itself is full of art and books. The monastery in the area has a wine museum. This is a really funky little place in a tiny little village. So even though the building itself is very, 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 very old medieval building, the story of Perelada is from 1923 and has really been given a push by Arturo Suquet in 1972. So that's kind of like the story of the winery. It's really funky. It reminds me a little bit of, I don't know why, Barolo. The idea of a castle in a town surrounded by vineyards.
There is this TV series in Netflix about architecture, modern architectures, and the best and the most amazing buildings in the world. And they begin the series. The episode 1 is this winery. I remember that.
Really?
So yeah, it's amazing. It's a beautiful building.
Oh, cool.
And it's super well integrated with nature. It doesn't reach the level of the ground. So it takes the advantage of different levels. And it's placed there. So it's very well integrated in the landscape. It doesn't break the classic landscape.
That's really cool.
It's beautiful, and it's very well integrated.
question which is definitely for my mum. What is the age of the castle? Now, the original building was from 1295, but that burned down in like a fire, and then it has been like a hodgepodge ever since. So I think the oldest part we saw was the sort of the portcullis seafront, and then there's bits over the years behind. So yeah, that is the cool, funky winery. Now,
so 21 hectares is not that big.
It's not very big at all.
It's not very big. So it's also nice and exciting to hear that with 21 hectares you can promote such a good wine and be in the market. I mean, it's not necessary to have like a huge.
I think I would say, even politics aside, see sort of a seal of quality for wine. Apart from the ginormous DO Catalunya, which is stupid. All of the small regions, when I hear the word, this is a wine from Costeres del Segre, or this is a wine from Terra Alta, I expect quality. Because Catalonians, they work hard, because it's not a land of mass-produced wine.
Of course, they are not the Spanish.
Oh no! Polemics. We've learned that controversy sells around here. Catalonia, you should be Spanish, and then you say Catalonia shouldn't be Spanish, and then everyone watches it. But yeah, they've got 21 hectares. Like I said, this one's 18 months. They only use Bordeaux Allier oak. We don't talk too much about different types of oak, but of course French oak will come from different forests, and Allier, which I believe is the one near Bordeaux, is like la-di-da. This is like really good quality ingredients, and they have, the soil is pizarra negra, is black slate, which is similar-ish, not too different to what they have in Priorat. So it's kind of a nice similar soil as well. Well, speaking of Catalonia, we're speaking of this. Maybe we should tell these people where
about the area.
Yeah, or Empúries in Old Latin, one of the oldest regions of winemaking in the country.
Where is the map? It's here, right? Yes, it is here. Empordà, boom.
Really, really far away.
Yes. One step more and it's France, and it's another country. But yeah, it's located in the northeastern corner of Catalonia, in the Girona province. The production area covers 55 municipalities.
55?
55.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not that small if you consider other regions as Priorat or
I suppose it's quite
Conca de Barberà. It's like that. And the climate, it's conditioned to a wind, a tramontana wind.
A tramontana that goes down into Aragon as well.
And also the north wind, the strong north wind generated in the we say the Golfo de León.
The Golfo.
There. It's a beautiful area.
It really is beautiful.
Actually, Girona is super green. It's
I was supposed to be in Girona.
Deep forests.
In last year with my parents.
It's amazing. It's a beautiful area. You eat so well there.
Mar y montaña is what they talk about.
Yeah,
right?
and there is an extremely sense of quality of life there, and I love the area.
By the way, these are the actual vineyards of the wine you're drinking. If you can see, beautiful. God, that is really beautiful, isn't it?
No. Otherwise, the winters are mild, and probably there is a risk of little frosts. But summers are hot but moderated in terms of temperature. So it's not that extreme.
It's Mediterranean still, isn't it?
It's still Mediterranean.
North Mediterranean.
Of course. And the varieties allowed, the recommended ones are Garnacha Blanca, Biura, Cariñena Blanca, Moscatel. But beyond that, you can work with for example, the Cava allows grapes, or Gewürztraminer, or the unexpected Picapol Blanc.
Picapol?
Picapol.
Interesting.
Sounds like the cartoon character, Picapol, and his friends.
It's a Pokemon. Picapol.
The reds are the recommended ones are Carignan, red Garnacha, and the Jardonnay Rouge.
Did you just have a stroke?
Yes.
What did you just say?
Jardonnay
Jardonnay.
Rouge.
Jardonnay.
Yeah, this is the region. Do you know how many liters they make per?
Here we go.
Do you know how many?
No, of course I don't know how many liters. A lot.
6 million
liters.
6 million liters of wine. And of those...
Okay, it's got to be a lot national, like 85 national, 90 national.
90 national.
Yeah, no one knows Emporda. We know it.
Well, but it happens with other wine regions like Jekla.
So that means Jekla is the opposite of Emporda. Jekla is 90%.
Yeah, it's right the opposite.
It's international. Now, before we carry on, does anyone have any questions about this wine?
About our private lives?
No, about the wine. About anything. Because we have... Well, you had a question you thought we could be talking about. I have a question as well.
Yeah, because we that's why how I discovered today is the No Noise Day, International Day.
Does that mean I'm not
Or
allowed?
the International Day of Noise.
No Rammstein for me this evening then.
Exactly.
So what was the question you were thinking about? What?
No, how do you say depilar?
No waxing.
No waxing. No, your bath summer waxing today. Look.
I'm not a Brazilian. So what was... Oh, hang on. Which region grows the most Garnacha and where does it grow the best? Good question. I mean, where to begin? Very quick answer. In general, Aragon, as the community, is the superstar.
Actually, it's the origin of the grape.
Campo de Borja is almost completely Garnacha for reds.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to have on the next
Calatayud as well.
Cariñena.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Garnacha planted in Madrid. There's a lot of Garnacha planted in Navarra and Rioja. And there's a lot of Garnacha in Catalonia. A lot of it's in blends.
Yeah. Everywhere in Spain there is Garnacha.
It's the third most planted grape. But yeah, so where it grows the best... Garnacha is a chameleon. Wherever you plant it, it will adapt quite well. So you can get very big, boozy, dark ones like we've got from the plains of Aragon. You can go to the high mountains of Madrid and get very elegant, light ones. So best, I don't know. But in general, it likes somewhere quite warm.
And which country grows more Garnacha? The most Garnacha? Probably Spain, right?
France has got a lot. I don't know, actually.
Probably Spain.
It's probably Spain.
Not sure.
So what was your little idea of a question for us to talk
Okay,
about?
so we got a question from Marshall. I don't know if it's Martial or Marshall.
Martial sounds like a law. Martial law.
Hi, Martial.
Double M, as we call you.
Today is the International Day Against Noise. How can noise affect a bottle of wine? That is a very interesting question. I remember when we were
Let's see if we've got an
shooting.
interesting answer.
I'm talking. Right. When we were shooting one of the episodes of our TV series, Finding Little Italy,
I was so thin.
we had the luck to visit a Parmesan cheese factory, and when we were shooting in the aging room where millions of Parmesan cheeses are being aged. Luke, we're talking with the manager of the factory,
And I'm quite loud.
She said to him, "Don't speak so loud. The cheeses are resting," and something similar, more or less, happens with wines. Noise, it means vibrations. And those vibrations can affect wine. But please, you are the specialist. Enlighten us with your knowledge.
Most of it's a bit bullshitty, to a point. Although I will, similar to what you're saying, when I visit a bodega, if it's an underground bodega, it's a bit like when you walk into a church. I'm not religious, as you may have realized, but when I walk into a cathedral, I start to go quieter. There's this kind of a reverence and a quietness in the zone. Now, to what extent vibrations make a wine worse? I don't know. I'm sure, lots of noise can't be that good. In the same way, lots of light is not good. Lots of heat is not good. Anything which is going to stir the molecules too much or excite the molecules too much is not good. So I'm sure quieter is better. I don't think normal talking is going to ruin your cheese. This cheese tastes terrible. Were you talking when it was sleeping? Yes. Oh, you know what I mean? But I would expect there to be some, again, who knows if we could even notice, but there would probably be some kind of physiological change if a wine was being stored in a war zone.
Yeah.
Heavy noises, shaking, vibrations. But if it's just normal people talking, probably not. What interests me, because I thought you were going to say I thought the question was going to be something different. I was thinking, would wine taste different if you can't hear or something like that? Because that fascinates me. The idea of, because I like superhero films, the idea of senses being heightened. Like if I can't hear, I mean, if I can't. Can you feed me wine while I? Okay. Feed me.
Are you sure do you want me to do this? This is the most disgusting thing I have done today.
What? No. I'm sure that was great content. It tasted the same. But then I was just doing this. So there's an interesting study to be done, I think, about what wine tastes if you can't see.
That's different. That's the sensorial experiences with wine. If you reduce the noise, if you reduce the hearing sense, your attention goes with the other senses.
But there's restaurants which are black, and you can't
remember
see
the
anything.
5 senses we have is the arrival of information to our body. So if you take out one of them, then the brains focus more on the other ones.
But the question is, will it taste different? I don't think it'll taste different, but maybe more heightened. It's
More
interesting.
intense. Probably
More
it will taste
That
more
just,
intense.
that just tasted more embarrassing.
Those who have been, as me, practicing mindfulness.
I didn't know I worked with a hippie.
I don't know. I don't eat alive chickens, but mindfulness is very useful.
How do you describe mindfulness?
Well, it's the classic retold story of the meditation.
You meditate.
Yes, especially after talking to you.
We have another question. We have another question, but if you want to continue.
I was so please don't store your wine over a speaker or over the washing machine.
And remember, if you are listening to us from a war zone, find somewhere quiet.
And especially don't store it in your bedroom if you are having couple problems.
Dad says try sipping with your nose closed. So that's different. That's affecting because most of smell is, most of taste is smell. That one I won't smell it. Yeah. We have another question.
Mindfulness is to pay attention without judging.
I disagree. No, that's nice, but I like to judge people. That's how I make it through the day.
You judge constantly.
I'm just becoming a cruel, sarcastic man. I don't like people. Right, we have another question. This was the second question from Will, who last week sent us two. So I don't want to spend too long on this because it's not related to this, but it's a really interesting question. It's what are the most extreme vineyards, or what is the most extreme places to make wine in the world? Now, there will always be random examples of some crazy person making wine somewhere, but I found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I found 6 little mini concepts which might help you achieve mindfulness regarding wine. So one option is if your climate is too humid, is too productive, it's too lush. There's a man people on the atoll, tiny little island. It's anyway, an atoll called Rangiroa in Tahiti, in the middle of the South Pacific. This is not where you make wine.
It is not in the middle of the South Pacific.
No, the island is officially affiliated with Tahiti. It's called Rangiroa, and it's a lush tropical Pacific atoll, but they're making wine there with grapes like Carignana
Oh.
and Moscatel de Hamburgo, the type of Moscatel. Like, what? The problem is there's 2 harvests a year because the grapes never go to sleep. It's never cold. This is mental. Grapes are supposed to go to sleep in winter and wake up again in spring, but not on Rangiroa. Number 2, your land is too volcanic, for example. Lanzarote is officially, and a lot of the Canary is officially an extreme vineyard because it's not an easy place to make wine. You have to bury down through meters of ash.
Yeah, little craters.
Google Lanzarote vineyards and it'll blow your mind.
We have had here, or go to our video, Malvasia Volcanica, Bermejo Malvasia Volcanica.
Too steep. There's lots of, we call it heroic viticulture, lots of incredibly steep, difficult places. There's one in Chasselas in Switzerland. It's so steep they need to have their little tiny mechanical train just to do vineyard work because you can't, it's too steep to walk up.
Yeah.
You have to go on a little train. Altitude. We talk about high altitude. Yeah, we can do 1,100. In Salta, Argentina, the highest vineyard in the world is 3,111 meters. That is the sort of the height of Mont Blanc. That is just difficult viticulture. Oxygen's thin. It's tough to work there. The coldest, for example, Skåne in Sweden, are trying to make vineyards. As we are globally warming, places like
Not
Sweden,
that far from the North Pole.
someone at the 61st parallel, way up north in Finland, is trying to make wine. They can even make wine in Scotland.
Well, we don't know yet. I want to try that one.
I will try it. You might not see me the next day. Or the hottest. So the hottest vineyards are in Morocco and Algeria. You don't think of them. So it depends how you define extreme, but there's lots of different parameters that can give you the idea of extreme, and there's a few ideas. Too humid, too volcanic, too steep, too high, too cold, and too hot.
Anyway, with the economical crisis is expected to arrive, all vineyards are becoming extreme.
And they say that Madrid will be the same climate as Marrakesh in 2050.
Oh.
Maybe I'll move home to England then, Mum and Dad. Who knows? So, leave me the house in the will.
You will be very attractive, dressed like a Tuareg with all these...
A Bedouin warrior with a bottle of wine. Come with me if you want to live.
Yeah, yes. Give us a like and look. We'll dress as a... how do you say it? Bedouin.
Basically, imagine...
Is not that a monkey? The Bedouins. I know.
That's bonobos. It's going to be like... what's the film? The guy dressed... Lawrence of Arabia. I'll dress like Lawrence of Arabia.
I thought you were going to mention The English Patient, which is
Great film.
Yeah, great film.
But he's, all burned. So, any final questions? I think it's been quite a fun, content-filled end to our April box. When will
and it has been a really good box. I love this box because it was the box of exploring new grapes.
Next month is a box of getting completely drunk.
Yes, which is actually what we need.
Should we mention the possible changes to next month in the process?
Okay,
cool. So when will it be live? When will we'll go live with the box? Probably next week, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know yet. We will upload the.
We'll do as soon as we have our sparkling wine. We'll take the pretty photo.
But the box is ready to be ordered. So yes.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned because probably this weekend will be online.
If you are interested, we will put it on our Instagram. You'll see it, and then you can buy it. And it'll, as usual, it'll be €75, and you will save lots of money and
exactly all
that kind of stuff.
And stay safe, have fun, drink wine,
practice mindfulness. Right, I have to go. I need to go and dress like a Bedouin.
Yeah, and you have to sleep your whiskey tasting.
Or a bonobo monkey. Right. See you later.
See you.